That's right, guys. That's right. This is not a dream. This is reality. I'm assuming you already read it in the title. You then click that video and now you see me talking about Wukong nerfs once again. Let me say right away, guys, I'm sorry for that video. I'm sorry for that. Sincerely, I'm sorry for that video. I don't want you to be sad after watching one of my videos, you know. I want you to be happy after watching one of my videos. I want to make you happy, okay? I want to make you laugh, you know what I'm saying? Not to be sad. But these kind of videos, dude, I hate to do them. I really hate to do them. Of course, every Wukong nerf is gonna make Wukong mains sad. At the same time, I think though, someone has to do it, you know. Someone has to take care about Wukong. Someone has to talk about these kind of things. And someone has to drop the information around Wukong. What is happening with Wukong and all that stuff. I think someone has to do it, and I will take that burden and do that. Same time, sorry for that, guys, to make you sad, okay? The goal of that video will be to show you the nerfs, to talk about the nerfs a little bit, and also to compare Wukong with other top lane champions stats-wise. So we will be having a closer look on his stats and compare them to other top lane meta picks and see how he does against them. However, you can agree or disagree in the comment section below that video, guys. But hey, don't be rude, okay? Don't insult anyone. Don't insult any writer. I will be reading all the comments. I will try to respond, to reply to every comment. And let me tell you that I will straight up delete every comment that has insult in it, where people are insulting other people. Okay, let's be nice people. Let's be nice monkeys in this case, guys. Let's keep it clean, okay? Let's keep the comment section clean. So with that being said, let's just hop right into that. So I was about to record a PvE game, and I just wanted to check surrender at 20 before, and then I saw these nerfs. But before I talk about these nerfs, let me just go one patch back. In the previous patch, they reverted the base armor from 38 to 34. They also lowered the MP5 from 8.04 to 8.04. And then they shifted power away from his early on his Q into his late. So they nerfed his early Q and buffed his late Q. I talked about that in another video, in a previous video that you can check. I will link it somewhere over here, guys. Somewhere it will be in the left top corner or right top corner. Just click on the eye icon and you can watch that video. I just broke it down. I broke down the nerf and explained why this is a power shift into his late and not a nerf. However, guys, they nerfed his base stats over here, and in the patch right now they also nerfed some other base stats. So before I just talk about these nerfs, let me just say right away, let me just tell you right away, they wanted to make Wukong a bruiser. So the thing on bruisers is they have to have high base stats. It's not gonna work if their base stats are low. Wukong's base stats, they were already too low. They had to actually buff it, okay? They had actually to buff his base stats to make him a viable pick on top lane. Otherwise, he's not gonna work on top lane. I can tell you that right away. So then they come up, instead of buffing his base stats, they come up with nerfs on his base stats, which I cannot understand that, because it makes Bruiser Wukong less viable. So this again is making Assassin Wukong more viable than Bruiser Wukong. Let me just say that right away, okay? They nerfed his base stats on his Q right here, one patch ago. Also his armor right here, and his MP5 right here. These are all base stats, okay? His scaling is now better, but as I said, you gotta wait for the late game. So you gotta play the game like 25 minutes until it actually is better than it was before. But his base stats got nerfed. Okay, right here. And you don't want to nerf base stats on bruisers because then they're not gonna work. Then they nerfed his base stats even furthermore in this patch. So before I start with these, let me just, fun fact over here, Set base HP region increased from 8 to 9.25. So they start with buffs on Set, who's already strong, but then they continue with nerfs on Wukong, who's weak anyways. But let's just read that. So it says over here, base HP lowered from 577.8 to 540. So a nerf on his base HP. Then they lowered the mana from 265.84 to 265, a little nerf right here on his mana pool, which we wanted to have a buff on. MP5 is still the same like the patch before. Then it says over here, base MR lowered from 31.1 to 28. Then over here, I think it was flat 50. They also nerfed his shield, his passive, from flat 50 to flat 40, so 10 less. So now his shield is also weaker than it used to be before. Okay, so these are the nerfs on his base stats. And as I said, it's really important for a bruiser to have higher base stats. Okay, because bruisers, they usually build AD/HP items like Trinity Force, like Sterak's Gauge. These are the items they usually build. But if your base stats are very low, just like on Wukong right now, you're kind of forced to build actually AD items, because otherwise you will not do any damage. You will be not viable. You will be useless. So the thing here is, guys, with these nerfs on his base stats, is actually making him less viable as a bruiser. I think this is my opinion. You can agree or disagree in the comment section. Maybe I'm reading it the wrong way. Okay, you can tell me that in the comment section. However, if I compare his stats with all the other top lane champions, you will see that Wukong loses in any case. Okay. Let's start with the base HP. You can see here already in this line, Wukong has a 540 base HP. If you compare it to Jax, Darius, Kled, and so on, you will see he always loses. All the other top lane champions, they have more HP than Wukong. Besides Shen, he has the same base HP like Wukong. But then again, it's Shen. I think on Shen you build grasp of you run resolve runes, so he will have more HP anyways later on. Like I think you run grasp of the undying on Shen. I'm not really sure. You can tell me that in the comment section. But the point is, you're gonna run these tanky runes, and it will make Shen tanky anyways. Okay. But look at that. Jax more, Darius more, Kled even 740 because of his passive, of course. Yeah. So you see, set 600. So if you compare the stats on the second line, which is mana, 265 mana. If you compare it to Jax, you will see Jax wins. If you compare it to Darius, Darius is the only champion that is even less than Wukong, 2 mana points less than Wukong, and this is because of his Q. Riot don't want Darius to spam his abilities because his Q is very, very powerful. Also, his W is very, very powerful. So this is why they did it. Okay. And this might be the reason on Wukong too. But here's the thing. Wukong's Q is not that powerful like Darius' Q. You can compare them. You cannot. Wukong's Q is 1,000 times better than... Darius' Q is 1,000 times better than Wukong's Q. And then, you nerfed his Q already over here with the base stats. So this guy is not gonna do anything in the laning phase. Wukong is not gonna do anything in the laning phase. Okay. I think one of the main goals of that rework was to actually shift power from his late game into his early game, as they said on the dev corner, to make him viable on lane, to make his laning phase stronger. But you cannot tell me with these changes over here, guys, with these base stats changes, that now he's more powerful on lane and in the early than he was before. These are straight up nerfs on his base stats and means straight up nerfs on his laning phase during the early. But one of the goals was to actually shift away power from his late into his early. But this is straight up the opposite. This is the opposite. I mean, here, you can see it over here. Same thing. Straight up the opposite, guys. His laning phase now in the early is weak than it used to be before, right? Also, you can argue and say he has less mana because Riot don't want Wukong to spam his W. But they already nerfed his W. They increased his cooldown, I think, on 22 seconds. Correct me if I'm wrong. They also decreased his damage, the clone damage. So his W is already nerfed. Why are we nerfing his mana pool then? His Q is nerfed. His early Q is nerfed. So during the lane phase, his Q will do nothing. We will skill up now. Every Wukong, you can ask every Wukong main. He will skill from now on. He will skill up E first. So his Q will be on level 1 anyways. So why decreasing the mana? His Q is nerfed. His W is nerfed. So we cannot abuse these two abilities because they are already nerfed. And then they nerf actually the mana on top of that. So what's the point of that? I don't understand that. So yeah, if you compare the mana to Malphite has more mana, Camille has more mana. Look at that, 338, 350 on Aurelia even, 340 on Oran. Shen of course has no mana because he uses other resources. It is energy on Shen. So if you compare base MR, maybe you're like, okay, I'm not going to play him on top lane, I'm going to play him on the mid lane. Psych! You're not going to play him on mid lane because his MR is very, very low. Look at that. 28. Compare it to all the other champions. Compare it. Every champion is above 32. Every top lane champion is above 32. Besides Wukong. Why? Why is that? 32.1, 32.1, 32.1, 32.1, 32 on set though, and so on, guys. You can see, you can just compare it to all the other champions, and every one of them has more than Wukong. So then, if you check the armor, guys, you will see Wukong has only 34 now. Jax has 36. Darius 39 even. You can say 40, dude. Kled 35. Malphite 37. 37 on Set, 35 on Camille, 36 on Aurelia, On, and Shen is the only one who has the same armor amount, just like Wukong. But then again, I think on Shen you build the Resolve tree, you run the Resolve runes, right, and you will be tanky anyways. So, as I said at the beginning, Wukong loses in any case. Like if you compare it to all the other top lane meta picks, Wukong loses. If I would compare now his Q to any other Q, his ability, he would lose the same. He would lose just like he's losing right now. My question to Riot is, and I'm not insulting or anything. I'm just asking myself, and my question to Riot is, you wanted to shift power away from his, if I remember that correctly, in the dev corner, they said you wanted to shift power away from his late into his early, and you wanted to make Wukong's laning phase better. How are these changes are making Wukong's laning phase better? How? I don't understand, because this is making his laning phase even worse. Am I missing something, guys? Am I wrong? Tell me that in the comment section if I'm reading that wrong. But as far as I can see, this is just nerfing his laning phase. This is taking away power from his laning phase and his early, and they have put it just in his late. So straight up the opposite that they said on the dev corner. So this makes actually, I don't really know if these nerfs. So then again, I gotta admit, okay, we have to try this out first. Okay, we have to try this out first on live servers if it comes up, and then judge after that. So what I'm doing right now is prejudging, because it seems to me, it seems really bad for his laning phase and overall his role as a bruiser. Then again, I'm not an expert on that field, so you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But it feels very, very bad for his role to be a bruiser and his laning phase to be better. It feels to me now, what I can read out of that is these numbers are telling me, hey, play Wukong again in the jungle and play him as an assassin. This is what I'm reading out of that, out of these changes. Because I cannot imagine Wukong winning now against these people on top lane. I don't think that he will win against these other top lane champions. With these nerfs on his base stats and also the nerfs on his Q, with the power shifts from, let me just show you that, from his early into his late, the nerf on his W, the increased cooldown, and the decreased damage out of his W. I cannot see myself winning any matches against these people. What I can see though is me playing Wukong jungle, because now he's better in the jungle because of his clone. His clone can be, and because of his passive, you can tank more damage and you can make more damage with his clone. So I can see myself playing this monkey in the jungle, not on the top lane against these people who are just outnumbering you, you can say, in any case right here, as you can see. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Again, sorry for that. Sorry for making you sad. As I said, I don't like to make you sad, guys, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Before I end that video, I want to show you something. This is you already know my goal, right? I told you that before, at the very last days of 2019, I told you I want to hit 10K subscribers at the end of 2020. Part of achieving that goal is to actually share my videos, and I'm trying to do that on Instagram. This is my Instagram. Every video that I upload on my channel, I do highlight videos on my Instagram. Okay, you can see it over here. There it is. So whenever I upload a video on my channel, I just take the highlight of that video and put it on Instagram so people can see it over there. And here comes your part, guys. I need these videos, these Instagram posts, to be liked by you guys. The more likes we actually get on these posts, the more people will see it. Eventually, the more people see these posts, the more people will subscribe to my channel. So this is a way to advertise my content from YouTube on Instagram. So if you guys got an Instagram account, please go ahead and follow me over there. The link will be in the comment section. Follow me over there and help me out and support me over there. Again, guys, keep it clean in the comment section. Don't insult anyone. And yeah, Have a wonderful day. Peace, guys.